Hey guys, Wagwan, welcome back to my channel.
Combo Punner. He's a punner. He's a gamer.
Okay. I don't know. Hey guys, Wagwan. So, as you can already see from the title, it's another one of my favorites and why. This time, it's books. I love reading. Disclaimer. First, when I was growing up, I did not enjoy reading. I honestly used to hate it. However, I have now come to the realization that growing up, I was always forced to read, which I guess is why I didn't enjoy reading then. Okay, but no, I love reading. I read books like nobody's business. I get lost in a book and you can't even talk to me. Alright, so alright, let me tell you. Growing up, I used to, when I was told to, oh, go take up one book, I used to always just go to one book in the bookshelf. That was Catwoman and the Spinning Wheel, and it was one of them, you know, with the Jamaica bird something. Yes, that's the book I'm talking. Yes, so where she walked, she looked like she was dancing. I said, did go, and she met the man cornmeal pudding and one heap or something. Yeah, that's the book I used to read. But somebody can I say close to me, I saw them reading. They were always reading, and my question to them was, why do you read so much? What's so fascinating about a book? Their response was, I don't know what to tell you, but it's entertaining to me. That I believe that you would have to go and find a book that's entertaining to you for you to understand why it is that I like to read so much. And I was like, okay. And I took a couple books and I tried reading them, but they weren't all that. I couldn't do it. I didn't find it yet. I didn't find it. I was just like, alright, probably this book is just not for me. So that's when I tried to, you know, go off and look for a different book. That's when I found a book called Crumbs and an app called Wattpad. I was in the 7th grade at that point. The only time I used to read, if it were that I knew that this is something that I'm going to learn in class, just so I don't have to read it again in class or get rushed through the pages, I will read it now and be cool with it, be over and done with it when I get to class the other day. That's how I used to go about with reading. Besides that, none at all. And it was a boy named Jade. His grandfather, he lived on an island with his grandfather, their own island. That's it, because it's called Crumbs because the islands are scattered out on the water and it looks like crumbs. So he and his grandfather lived on an island, and they were adventurers. His grandfather had the name, and he would always tag along. So now that his grandfather had died, he had to now take up in arms his own safety, his own well-being, go out and do all that he needs to do to survive. Yeah, so that's the book I read. He had amazing adventures. He saved the princess, he battled a giant squid, he drank potions that made him be able to breathe underwater. It was a lot, and I enjoyed it. It was not completed by the writer based on what they said, but where they left it, it was a good close. It gave me closure. I really enjoyed it. And from that book, I went on to read a lot more. Right here I have with me Goosebumps, which is R.L. Stine. I love the movies, but I rather the books because then I can create the monsters in my head. This one is Deep Trouble. It's the only one that I could find right now. I guess they're packed away in some far corner, and probably some of them are at my mother's house, where a lot of my books are these days. Yes, my mother loves reading too. Just so you know, she was the one who said to me that I have to read to find what entertained me, and I have been reading since finding the books that entertained me. I have been reading since. Inspiration. So, note to parents: your children do not do as you say. They mimic you. They mirror what they see you doing. So, yeah. So, Deep Trouble. It's about this boy and his sister. They go out on sea to help their uncle, like, just spend summer with him. I haven't read this in a while, so give me a minute. Yeah, so they go out on sea to spend summer with their uncle. He is an explorer, and they end up finding a mermaid. It's not really, there's not really a monster in it. I didn't find it scary like I used to find the other scary, like what's that one called? The Barking Ghost. The Barking Ghost. It's amazing. That was the first or second Goosebumps book that I ever read. I read Say Cheese and Die. I read that one about the mummy. I don't remember. I think it was the first. It was the first one. The first one about the mummy. I am not really sure. However, I did watch that one about the mummy, and hear me, watch that one about the mummy. That's how books play out in my head. Like, they are just amazing. I don't know what else to say. Amazing. Say Cheese and Die, Goosebumps. Favorite books because they really captivated me and built my imagination. I love them so much. I like the fact that I am able to read and have my imagination be enlightened and be entertained by all of these books. If moving on, my second favorite book is this, the dictionary. When I was in grade 6, I found myself with a lot of free time. I would go through and highlight all the adjectives so that I would know how to diss people in the nicest way possible. It's still one of my favorite books. I enjoy just going through a dictionary every now and then, just opening it on a random page and just finding a new word. Adjective for the day is stalwart. Stalwart. See, it's that easy. Just one word that's new to you. When I got to about the 10th grade, I had this friend who knew that I loved reading, and he bought me 2 books from his house. He was like, my mom has a lot of books, she won't even know that it's missing, but here you go. This is one of the books, and it's Purple Panties. So it's actually a collection of lesbian erotic stories. Yes, just collected from real life experiences from some people and others from stories of other writers, all in one. Just the climaxes here, no pun intended. Yeah, so this was a really good book. And he also bought me The LadyKiller by Martina. I don't have that book here with me. It is at my mother's house. So that was a really good book. Next we had a Jamaican artist. I found him in the 10th grade as well. His work was introduced to me by one of my friends who is also a reader, Nikayla. Shout out to you. K. Sean Harris. I have one of his books here with me, which is a new book. I just got it the other day. I'm still reading it. I got a notification that book 2 is also on its way to me here in Jamaica. I got it on Amazon. If you are interested in reading some of his work, The Heart Collector by K. Sean Harris is the first book that I ever read by him. It was amazing. I've never read a book like that before. Never read a book that captured my country's dialect, captured our environment in great details. It was honestly amazing. It was amazing to know that this is someone from my country who has not left everything behind but has found a way to capitalize on what it is that they have experienced here. Not just the bad things, but the good as well. So the good, the bad, and the ugly, it's all in it. This book is about a hitman who comes to Jamaica to pave the way for his boss. When Pablo Hernandez, a Cuban drug lord, decides to put his stake in the Jamaican drug game, he sends his trusted hitman, the handsome but deadly Anthony Garcia, to Jamaica to get the ball rolling. Alliances are formed and the local Jamaican underworld figures result in a host of murders in the national's capital. If you know me, I listen to music about this stuff. Money, drugs, all of that. So a book like this, which is also about Jamaica, it is amazing for me. Moving on to The Stud. I do not have it here with me, but I bought both parts of The Stud. It came the same day with this book. It is, both of them are at my mother's house. The Stud, which is about Jamaica and a whole lot of stuff. It's about a famous footballer who has the stamina of a horse, and he's just out there, just doing whatever, just doing what he thinks he needs to make himself known. He's a stud. What else can I say? He gets caught up with a dangerous man's wife, who is one of his friends. He didn't know that she was his wife and all of that, but I got her pregnant. Secret did I go boss, all of them something there, but it was a whole lot of man, but I enjoyed it. Alright, moving on to Delicacy of the Gods. In between Delicacy of the Gods and The Stud 2, but I was like, okay, let's try another book and then move on to the sequel, if it is that I'm still interested, which was total crap, because I knew I would still be interested in it, because I've glimpsed The Stud before. Nikayla had copies of The Stud and the sequel, which I read a couple chapters out of, and me saying that, oh, probably I won't be that interested, was me being stupid, me being starry-eyed, stupid, yeah, a dreamer, because I don't know what I was doing. So I read that. So in all, I've read about, I haven't read The Stud 2 yet, because the same day I got it, I went straight to my mother's house and I gave it to her so she could read it. Moving on to a totally different aspects. I have this. I got it on discount at Lee's Books and Things. This is The Best I Ever Had. What every woman should know about getting and giving. Knock your socks off. Sex. I read it. It's not, you may be like, oh my god, so taboo, but it's really not. I've gone through it for everything, and it's just trying to enlighten women about their parts, their female parts, and how it is that everybody is different, and you shouldn't be ashamed if you are different. You shouldn't feel any type of way to know that you may not respond to things the way others respond to things. It really just wants you to own your femininity and be okay with it. Be okay with however different you are, and know that there is a broad spectrum to where normal is concerned. I would recommend this book to every female out there. Like, there is always something more that you could learn about yourself. Now, to one of the best book purchases that I have ever made in my entire life. Like, reading a dictionary is fun. Reading about erotic stories is fun. Having first-hand experience of a couple of the things that transpire in all the other Jamaican books that I've read is also fun. However, this is one of the best purchases that I've ever made, and it is Think Like a Monk by J. Shetty. And I will not lie that it has been so enlightening, which is basically what the book is about. It's about enlightening you, helping you to find your peace of mind and purpose in the everyday, in the world, all of that. It's amazing. Take everything positive and give it to this dude because he deserves it. It all adds up. I listen to his podcast. I watch his videos. I know his first ever book. I have it. It is amazing. He was introduced to me by my sister, and right now we are twinning because we are reading the same book. This material is so nice. It's like, I don't even know. It doesn't make my hands slide off or anything. So I hold it like this and read, and I just use the flaps. I don't know if that's what they're used for. I never asked. I just use the flaps. See, it's a nice hardcover. You can get the ebook if you want. It's amazing. But I use the flaps to like mark my place in the book. I'm not that far in, but I am going there. I am taking my time. There are activities in it, so I recommend this book to anybody who wants to find their peace of mind in the world, how to be positive. His vision is to build a community of positive thinkers, and that, I think, is something that will definitely happen. It's just basically trying to heal your mind. That there are many videos out there, there are many books on how to heal the body and how to be one, but there's nothing there to heal the mental, which is what inspired his book. Now you know something different about me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that after watching this you will be intrigued to take up one of those many books that you have laying around and just try reading. Thank you so much for watching that video. Remember to follow me on social media. I'll link them in the description.
That's all I have to tell them.
Shut up.